Is the system fair? Because that's one of the big questions today, isn't it?
Well, people have been slicing and dicing these numbers all day and coming up with different conclusions. Let's home in on a few numbers, which you referred to earlier on. It is the case that the northwest of England is getting the biggest slab of money, £354 million. That sounds like levelling up. But as you pointed out, areas in the south are also getting money. The southeast of England getting £210 million. Now, the government's keen to say, look, there are deprived areas in the south, there's deprived areas in London as well. But I think for a lot of people, when Boris Johnson first started talking about this concept of levelling up, it wasn't about London and the southeast, precisely because it was considered there was a dynamic enough economy there to drive it without having to have that extra investment from the government. The other thing that people have been annoyed about is that most of the constituencies that have got money today are Conservative held. Now, the Conservatives did win more seats in the Midlands and in the north of England at the last election. But social media today is full of Labour MPs really complaining that their applications got nowhere. And the last point is, this is about making an application. You know, local councils, with the support of MPs, had to go through a process that cost time and money to put in for this extra funding. And today, a lot of them have got absolutely nothing to show for it. So a lot of people are saying this shouldn't be about having to make an application. Money should be allocated on the basis of need.
Right.
So we are talking about a significant amount of money, hundreds of millions of pounds. Given what we're seeing right now with the NHS, some people could ask, why isn't that money being put there, at least some of it?
Well, the short answer to that is this is money coming from different pots. This is a levelling up pot that was announced in 2021, £4.8 billion over 4 years, which is meant to go into investment spending rather than current day-to-day spending, which, for instance, would be a settlement for the nurses' pay, for instance. So different pots announced in different ways. And also the points being made to me by people at the Treasury, this is it sounds like a lot of money, but in terms of the demands of the NHS, this is actually a very small amount of money. £4.8 billion over 4 years would hardly touch the size of the NHS.
OK, that's some of the money. The Prime Minister also he's landed himself in a slice of controversy today. What's gone on?
He has. He recorded a video for his own social media today about promoting levelling up. Have a look at it. Here's a bit of it now.
Hi. One of my New Year's promises to you was to grow the economy. And today we're announcing the second round of allocations from our Levelling Up Fund. And that's about investing in...
Now, you may have noticed a fact there. You're right, the Prime Minister, a passenger in a car, is not wearing a seatbelt. Now, that's something you can get a fine, £500 on the spot, potentially. He has apologised and said it was a momentary lapse of judgment.